So for our Wishbringer podcast, we actually have a Wishbringer package with the feelies still sealed inside. So let's take a look. This is for the Macintosh. And an introductory special, $14.95. They must have been trying to clear out the inventory. So you can see the Browsy is the legend of Wishbringer, which is kind of a fairy tale about, we'll get to that in a second. Here's the Festron Town Library placard, which some of you might recognize. It's included in the gray box printings of the Zork trilogy. Here are some charming illustrations in the style of fairy tales. This explains the backstory of the Wishbringer stone, which is kind of a sad story. And sort of at odds with the tone of the game. It's very pessimistic. This is our first look at platypuses, which must have interested Brian Moriarty quite a bit. Here at the conclusion, we see the birth of the Wishbringer stone from heart to magic item. No need to spend a lot of time here. This is the bog standard Infocom manual. There's a note from Mr. Crisp, the protagonist's boss, a postmaster of some sort. Sealed in here are the feelies. So we'll take this little plastic thing off. And as you can see, this is sealed under the shell in plastic wrap. And I think I've got some scissors over here. Yes. Now let's hope I do this right. You can see the Wishbringer stone, which may or may not glow in the dark at this late date. Let's trade. See if you can get that. All right.
Okay,
so here, first of all, is the stone. Now, 30 years ago, it definitely would have glowed in the dark. I don't know about now, but we'll take it into a closet and let you know in the podcast whether this is still working. This is a sealed letter. You open it at a specific moment in the game. It's directed toward the proprietor of Ye Olde Magic Shop. Special delivery and yet another platypus. We'll open this in just a second. This is yet another item, the Postal Zone Map, a Festron Antheria. Antheria is another region in the Zork universe that we've seen mentioned a few times. This map, while charming, is actually there for copy protection. You need to select the right grid to solve a puzzle that you just wouldn't be able to without. Here's the reference card. All Infocom games were published with a reference card specific to a system that kept them from having to print manuals for each platform for which they published. Basic save, restore, and load instructions. This is the Macintosh Diskette, as bundled with the game. On the on the larger, floppier diskettes, you often see the glue coming through on these labels. So this is a lot nicer looking than most of the diskettes you'll see in an Infocom package. Here's a card that you can use to register and get the New York Times, which later was known as the Status Line. Fun newsletter. There are PDFs of the newsletter out at the Infocom documentation project, and they're still fun to look at. Here's an order form for Invisi clues. You can get a hint book and, you know, maps and all that stuff. Invisi clues were a huge part of their business. They're hard to find, and even harder, I think, to find in new condition. You don't see a lot of them on eBay like you do the games. This is Infocom's product catalog. This version, if I'm right, is a poster with the famous Matrix. Yes. It shows the various games and groups them by genre. And then at the bottom you have text descriptions. Interestingly, Sea Stalker here is recategorized as a tale of adventure. I believe it used to be junior interactive fiction. They dropped that. It probably didn't sound very appealing. But cool puzzle. So the next thing we want to do is open this envelope, and if it doesn't go well, I'm going to hand this off to my charming partner. She's better with stuff like this. I don't really want to mess it up too badly. I'm going slowly here. So far, so good. Oh, looks like we got it. Good. Not bad. This is on heavy stock, which is cool. You can see this evil-looking scrawl. Deliver the magic stone to me before the moon sets, or you will never see your cat again. Signed, this might be a little too on the nose, the evil one. So I'll put that back in the envelope. And that's all the good stuff that comes with the Wishbringer package. I'll mention on the back, there's this customary description text. But what I always was in a hurry to look at when I was buying these at the store was this photo of all the goodies that come in the box. That was a massively exciting part of shopping for Infocom games back in the 80s. So that's everything. If you have questions or need a photo of something up close, you can drop us a line or put a comment on the blog, and we'll try to field all reasonable requests. Thanks.